Hello, 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 everybody. This is Robin from Roaming with Rover. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. Well, this is Finish It Friday, and we've got a little bit to talk about. I have been very, very busy this week, but I don't have a lot of things to show you because, okay, let's just talk. First of all, last week I showed you I was knitting the test pattern for Miss Connie at Just Another Stitch, and we've got a train going by, so it's going to get noisy here in a second, and I cannot pause this video. So you're just going to get to watch me smile and look pretty while I show you the beautiful hat. Oh, he's not that loud. They usually get to us and just honk immediately as soon as they get by us. So the hat is finished. Okay, it's not amazing. And I made some mistakes. Poor Connie. I don't know why she asked me to do things for her. She knows I'm gonna muck it up. So right off the bat, I was so proud. I was so proud. I'm like, Connie, look. And the first thing she said is, this is supposed to be red, not white. And I'm like, no, it isn't. And she goes, yeah, it is. And I grabbed up the pattern. It was supposed to be red, but I think it looks fine. So, caveat, any mistakes in the hat were because of me, not the pattern. Her patterns are perfect and they're very easy to follow. Apparently we have to actually follow the pattern, but it's done. Look at this, it's done. And I can actually get it on. If I do, it's gonna pop my bread. I do that every time I try to put a hat on, but we'll do it just for y'all. So, it goes on. I'm gonna pop my bread. We do this every time we put a hat on. Yep, there it goes. I heard it pop. All right, let's just take the silly bread out. I don't know why I do this stuff. Okay, the hat goes on. The hat goes on. There you go. Look, the hat goes on. It's too long because I put too many rows in it because I wasn't paying attention. I put too many rows in here, and I put extra rows in here, and I may have put extra rows in here. I don't know. But anyway, look, the hat goes on. So, I knit a hat. This is called stranded knitting. It's a style of Fair Isle knitting. It's also considered color work knitting. You see it? All right. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Now I gotta fix my hair again. I'll just leave it down. Okay. When you're doing stranded knitting, and I showed you guys this before, when you're doing stranded knitting, you carry the colors along with you inside. Sometimes when you're doing knitting, you make bobbins or balls and you work off the little bobbins or balls. When you're doing stranded knitting, it stays attached to the yarn you're working with and you carry it along with you. So, whoops, oh dear, I have a problem I need to fix. I have a problem, gotta fix that. Here's the real pretty stranded knitting section, because this is knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, so you're only carrying it 2 stitches. Here's the big stranded knitting, because you're carrying it a long ways. And I don't know what I'm doing, and I should have. What you're supposed to do is only carry your strands a couple of stitches and then lock it down. Well, Robin doesn't know what she's doing yet. So when I only locked it, I was carrying it 6, 7 stitches, and that's too far. And when you're carrying it, you've got to, it's something about the tension, and I still don't know what I'm doing. It's way better than the last one I did. Miss Connie had me test one. We were still in Texas in the oil field, so it was probably 3 years ago, and it was the first time I'd ever done anything like this. It was her candy cane hat, which is really a cute hat. Oh, what a mess I made of it. The hat itself was fine. The test was not. I could get this part on my head. The rest of it wouldn't fit a Barbie doll. It was about this big around. You couldn't tell in the pictures, but in real life, it was tiny. So definitely better. I mean, I could actually wear this thing, but you can see the stretching of it. You can see how it's puckered because I still have not figured out how to get my stranding right so that it's not pulling on it. I'll figure it out. It's getting better. And every time I do one of these, bless you, Connie, for still letting me do this. Every time I do one, I learn stuff. I learned a new stitch in this, and I learned 2 new stitches. And look at that. Look at that decrease. My decrease was much, much better this time around. It's just, I'm doing better. Every single time I do this, I do better. So, and I really, really appreciate that she keeps letting me do these tests. And what she says is, it's important that people that aren't good knitters test her patterns so that she makes sure they are easy to understand. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. I sure did. Nope, I did not. It's just the way it's laying. She says it's important that people that are not good knitters can understand her patterns as well as people that, know this stuff intuitively. And I did give her a little bit of, they weren't mistakes. It was just suggestions that as a new knitter, I did not know what I needed to do right here. That kind of thing. So I love the pattern. I think it's absolutely adorbs. And I don't even mind this being white down here. I think it's cute, even though I know it's wrong. So you go, Connie. I love the pattern. All right, so that's done, except for now I've got that little boo-boo that I need to figure out what I did. I think it had to do with changing the color. I'll fix it, no problem. All right, finished object number 2. As you know, Miss Dana has us doing a challenge, and this is good for anybody, anywhere. And the challenge is to knit or crochet, create a hat, and I think it's actually a scarf is what she wants us to do. So I'm doing hat and scarf sets because I am blessed and I've got my knitting machine. And so to give to someone in need, whether it be a homeless person on the street, we've got we've got veterans in the VA homes, we've got teen shelters. I just found out that there are a couple of schools that are asking for donations because there's a lot of kiddos who don't have hats or gloves to wear out at recess or to wear home in this cold. Our weather is super cold here. And so before, when I had checked, that wasn't a thing. The schools didn't want them. But I found a lady who works at a school, and they're actually requesting those. So I know a lot of people like to give to someplace where children get this need. And so I found a link for that. And not a link, but a contact. So I was super excited about that. A couple weeks ago, I was able to connect with a lady who they've got a street, not a street, what am I trying to say? They have a mobile medical van, and it's connected with one of the medical clinics here in town. And they go out, literally out on the street and give medical care to the people that live on the streets. And I gave her bags of hats and scarves. I went through my closets and got sweaters and jackets, and Mr. went through his coats, and Morgan went through her stuff, and we came up with 4 bags and boxes of, she said anything we did. Socks and hats and gloves and sweaters and coats and pullovers and everything. We just gave them boxes of things. And so when they go and they do these treatments and passed out all that stuff. So this is another hat that I just made last night that is going to go to her. So I did this on my Addie. Normally this would take just about an hour. Now my Addie, I don't know what the situation is. She is crunchy. So I'm going around and around and it's like crunch, 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 crunch. And I can't use the power thing. So this is really hard on my shoulder. And normally I could whip several of these out in an evening. I cannot right now. So Mr. is going to be, while I'm at work today, he is tearing it apart, cleaning it, oiling it. And I don't know what the deal is. And those of you who've got the Addies, let me know what's going on. Because, you know, when I first got that thing, well, it was a year of using it before this started happening. And now, every 3 or 4 hats, I have to take that thing apart and clean it and oil it. And that doesn't seem right. So please let me know what your guys' experience is. Because I know there's people out there that are whipping out 20 or 30 hats a week. And I've never heard of anybody having that experience. So please tell me what's going on. Because I want to make tons of these hats. And if I've got to do this every 2 or 3 hats, it's not going to happen. And I don't want this to be a thing. These Addies are too expensive for this to be a thing. So let me know. Let me know what's going on. So literally this is it. This is all I have finished this week. These 2 things. But what's been going on is cleaning and rearranging. And my corner looks so good. And I am putting together project bags for upcoming stuff and going through my list of what's going to happen next year. So let me tell you a couple of things that I've got pulled for projects. So you guys know when Connie asked me to do this, I was just getting ready to pull a hat from, I can't even remember the name now, because I wanted to learn the waistcoat. And in the process of doing this, I ran across a pattern, and it's probably overkill. I'm probably going to kick myself. But look at this beautiful, beautiful stocking. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's done in the waistcoat. I love it, love it, love it. It's the Nordic Heirloom stocking, and it's by Brooklyn and Company, handcrafted. Brooklyn and Company, and I'll put the information down below. Brooklyn and Company, handcrafted. And then, so I went and bought all the yarn because Joanne, I don't know how long the sale is going to last, but they've got their basic stitch on sale for like $2.50 a skein. $2.50 a skein for basic stitch, but you could use anything you want. This is a 4-weight. It's a solid 4-weight, but I'll bet you could use a 3-weight. Does it say how big this is? I didn't even look. I did not even look. And this is kind of choppy because I was trying. Oh, finished size of the stocking, if you meet gauge, is 6 inches wide and 2 feet long. This thing's gonna be huge. So you could definitely use a 3-weight. 6 inches wide though, you wouldn't want it much. Okay. You know what you could do though, if you didn't want it that long, you could definitely like leave out a couple of the stripes if you didn't want it that long. So, basic stitch, it takes 5 skeins of basic stitch. These beautiful colors and a white. Of course they were out of the white, it's on back order. I'm waiting for it to come. But you could use any brand of yarn you want. You could use Big Twist, you could use, if you're a Red Heart person, I know a lot of people are not, you could use, I'm thinking basics, anything you want. Just 5 basic Christmas colors. These are pomegranate, so a deep red. This is pine. This is silver. It's gray, give me a break. Red heather. These are really pretty colors. But you know, any colors you want. And then after I got this whole thing printed out, I noticed, and this was a free pattern. It's on YouTube. It's under Nordic Heirloom Stocking. Under her, I'll put the link to the video down below. But at the bottom, in her description, towards the bottom, there were she has 4 stockings. And I did not even realize that. Why do I only have 3? I ended up printing out, here it is. I printed out the 3 other stockings in case you were interested in seeing them. 2 of them I love. The 3rd one, I kind of like. The 4th one, not so much. So, this is the one that I printed out. And it's called Nordic. This one is called Blitzen. Look at those reindeer. I love that one. This one was Holly. This one, not so much. And it's called Festive. I don't know why I don't really like, it's this. I don't like the cross down there at the bottom. That's what I don't, everything else on there I like. And I don't know why I don't like that. Because to me it reminds me of the Red Cross, and I just don't like that on the toe of that stocking. And I'm wondering, what could I put down there in place of that? I'll bet you I could take something from one of these other charts, like maybe that little uppy downy thing. I could put that on there. Ooh, or this. That little red and white section. That would look really pretty there. Wouldn't that look pretty there? Instead of that. Yeah, that little cross thingy instead of this thing there instead of that. Yep, that's what I would do. Because I like everything else on there except for that. So if you got a family of 4 or you're making a gift for someone, you got 4 options here. And they all use the same colors of yarn. So if you want to go, buy a big skein of yarn. If you are of a mind and you like the Pound of Love type thing, there you go. So that I have pulled to do. Possibly that's my next start. I don't know. If you have not already seen it, it probably will have dropped before you see this even. I am starting a knit along. I know, right? Who's got time for that? It's gonna be simple. It is a block a week, and I know blocks, but this one is simple. Each block is only 6 inches. Even if you're not interested in knitting, I'd love it if you join in. I think maybe we're gonna be doing a live, and I'd love you to just come and visit with us during our live. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And you can watch me fail miserably at the knitting. But if you're of a mind, I'd love it if you join in on that. It's gonna be something on Sunday mornings. But please, I hope you will go and watch the video about the knit along. It's free, the pattern is free, and I hope this turns out well, because it's something I've been wanting to do. It's a what do they call it? Where it's a different stitch every time. Sampler. It's a sampler blanket block knit along. Free pattern. Come and watch me muddle through this while I try to figure this out. I'm really excited about that. And yes, it's nothing new that I've done. It was in my plan for next year. It was farther along in my plan, but some of the ladies reminded me, hey, this is starting. Where's the pattern? Oh yeah, Okay, now this. Oh my gosh, you guys, you are gonna laugh. So, you know how I get wound up. I see something and it's like squirrel, and what did I do with it? So yesterday, oh my gosh, where is it? I wrote it down and everything, and I had it sitting right there. It was on the back of one of these pages. So there was, as I was doing the videos and watching the videos, this video popped up. And you know how much I love the mosaic. And I've got a mosaic blanket sitting right there because it was the one that matched the sock that I did last week. And it's by Nikki's Homemade Crafts. And she's doing a beautiful crochet along, and it's free, and it is, oh, this is so pretty. It's a free Christmas crochet along. Here's the picture. Isn't that gorgeous? So this thing is all over YouTube, and you guys probably saw it. It's all over YouTube, and I see this thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I start doing the thing, and the pattern is free, and it's a monthly crochet along. So every month, one part of the pattern is going to drop in. I'm like, okay, I can build this into my schedule. I can do this because, you know, I've got time for another project, and I'm going nuts. And then, of course, you know, as you're reading along through it, well, you can buy the pattern, and it's got more stuff, and it's got better doohickeys, and, you know, it's got the chart, and it's got this, and it's all color coded, and la la la. And by the way, I could be wrong. It might have been somebody else that I was reading. I can't look it up. I'm gonna attach another link because there was another, I think it was somebody else, who did a video about doing the mosaic crochet, and she showed a little trick with just altering one of the steps to it, and now you can see the design on the back as well. Mind blowing. Beautiful. Takes a little more yarn, and you're gonna have to get in the rhythm of doing it, but it was so pretty. Love, love, love it. Love it. Can't wait to try that on something. Okay. Game changer. Now, so this, I'm like, I love this. I'm not gonna buy yarn. I am not going to buy yarn. So I'm thinking, what can I use? And I am running around my house. I am running around the house, and I'm pulling, and I'm like, oh, I know what I can use. I've got this yarn. It's Prism yarn. I love Prism yarn because I saw somebody use Prism yarn in the background of this. So you know how Prism is like multicolored, and so it's already got the color changes in it, and it's so pretty. And they use like the white or a cream, and then they use the Prism in the other, and it was so beautiful. And so I've had that in my mind that I'm going to use Prism yarn the next time I do a mosaic, and it's going to be gorgeous. And okay, so you've got the free pattern, but you can buy her other pattern, and if you buy it now, it's only $10 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm going to buy the pattern and get all the extra doohickeys. So I'm running around the house, and I'm doing this stuff, and I found the Prism yarn, and I've got the bag, and I open the bag up, and I dump it on the bed, and I'm sorting out the colors, and I've got 8 skeins of this, and 4 skeins of that, and 4 skeins of that. And then I remember I've got a kit, and I remember because the kit, Prism yarn, you can't wash. But I was thinking, because I loved the Prism yarn, and I hated the pattern. And I'm like, because all along I'm like, I'm going to use this Prism yarn for something else because I hated the pattern. And so now I got to go get the ladder, and I got to crawl up here and grab the kit, and I dig out the Prism yarn, and there's 8 skeins, which isn't enough for this, but I can add that with this other Prism yarn that I've got spread all over the bed. And then I'm thinking, okay, I've never used Prism yarn, and it's got kind of it's almost, I can't remember what they call it, where it goes thick and thin, a little bit like that. And what am I gonna put it with? Because I'm not good at mixing yarns. I'm afraid of that. What am I gonna put it with? And then I remember I've got another kit in the other room, that beautiful, gorgeous Solach, S-H-O-L-A-C-H, that Solach woods design that I love. And it's got Prism, and it's got another yarn. I'm gonna go see what that other yarn is that they have mixed that with, because then I can get a general idea of what kind of yarn will go with this Prism yarn. So now I've got Prism yarn all over the bed, 4 different colors of Prism yarn that I can make work, because you know, You can have the reindeers in one color and the trees in one color and all these different designs. And this is going to be, there's either 11 or 12 different sections, because she's got you finishing this before Christmas and, you know, doing all the different sections. I go into the living room and I pull down my kit, which, mind you, is already on my list to do next year. And it has prism yarn and an alternative yarn. And I look at it, and it has 11 sections. And I take a breath. I take a breath. And I look at my beautiful kit that I am in love with. I love this kit. And I have been waiting to do this kit. There's the prism yarn. Look at those beautiful colors. And this is the other yarn they put with it. What is wrong with me? Look at those gorgeous colors. The blues and the browns and the beiges. And they put with it, it's Mary Maxim, best value. It feels like, I can't remember the name of it. It feels like, it's got a little bit of silkiness to it. I can't remember. It's very, very common. Very common. I just can't think of the name of it right now. Soft. Nope, can't think of it. Premium acrylic, made in India, packaged in Canada. It's called Cottonwood. It's a 4-weight. I'm really, this isn't super, I don't know. I'm really nervous about mixing. I'm nervous about mixing them, but machine washable, and this is not. So how does that, it won't be machine washed. It'll be hand washed. This is 342 yards. Simply Soft, is that what that stuff is called? Simply Soft? I made my temperature blanket out of it. I'm gonna open this. Look at the dirt I am. You should have seen me running around the house like a yahoo, chasing this yarn around, dumping it all over the bed. Oh. This is made in Turkey, 290 yards. Oh, hand wash. Hand wash in cool water, lay flat to dry. Okay, I can hand wash this. This is so pretty. Is this not gorgeous? Are they two different colors? Here comes the heat again. Is this, oh no, there's the blue inside of that. Oh my gosh, is that not stunning? Okay, okay. So, I've come back to earth. Obviously, I don't need to buy that other pattern because this is even better. It's got the houses. If I don't have FOMO, I don't know who does. Now, I won't be able to use that new process because it's kit yarn. I know I can get more of this. I'll have to go online and see if I can get more. Well, no. You know what I could do? I could use, because there's only one row of houses here, I could use some of my other yarn that I already have for the houses. And then, because it definitely says it takes more yarn if you do that. Because it would be nice to have the front and the back to have the same design. It's really cool that way. I will definitely give you the link. So, I'm gonna set this project up as a monthly project and do one section per month, because it's exactly set up that way. Each section, there's 11 sections on here, 11 patterns right here. See, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. So this will be done by Christmas next year. I have no idea how long each section is going to take. Some will take more than others, you know, because like that house section is pretty big. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Because this is 100% on my list to do this year. And yeah. And I did not fall into the trap of setting up a new project. Right? Right? Are you proud of me? Who's proud of me? I know Miss Dana will be. I was telling her about this yesterday and she was just shaking her head at me. So we've got this pretty yarn and we've got this pretty yarn. And yeah, there should be no problem at all. Yeah, this is just Mary Maxim Best Value. I know I can get more of this. And I've got some of the stuff that I have already is almost this exact color. And I can totally use that. 100%. And I'm sure I've got 4 skeins of it, which should be more than enough, because what did we say there was 200 and... Yeah, because these have dye lots, so even if I could get more than that, it wouldn't match it anyway. 290 yards, so 4 skeins would be 3, 6, 12, almost 1,200 yards. Should be plenty. Okay, we got a plan for this one. So we got a plan for this, which I will pick a week to work on every month. Yay, yay, yay. I ought to be able to get, I would think I could get 1 stripe done in a day. Mosaic goes way faster than you would expect. Way faster than you would expect. So this, I don't know. I've never done this stitch before. Oh, I gotta sneeze. And I cannot pause this. How many sections are on here? Cannot tell. There's the foot chart. Ooh, and then we've got the foot, we've got the toe, the foot, the leg, the heel, and the cup. Oh, it's just like that other one. So there's 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Because I really want. So on this, and again, the reason that I picked this was because we're going to learn waistcoat, which I really want to learn, and her video gave really good instructions about color changes and how to do that kind of stuff so that it looked good. So I'm super excited about this, even though I don't need another Christmas stocking. And I'm thinking I need to, might end up being grandkids' presents next year. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Maybe whoever I get in the Christmas draw next year will get their gift inside of that, if it's small enough. That would be fun, huh? Okie dokie. So that's a little bit of an update on what that is. That's finished at Friday with what's coming up. So I anticipate 0 finished projects over the next few weeks because I don't have anything small that I'm working on, except if Mr. gets my knitting machine working better, I should have several, hats for the homeless. That's what I'm going to call it, even though it's not really, they won't all be going to homeless, is hats for the homeless. I'm going to get I have a big project, getting my planner, I call it my crochet planner, but you know, it's my craft planner, because it's not all crochet anymore. It's not even crochet and knitting. So getting my craft planner filled out, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for popping in. I hope to see you at bingo Monday nights at 4:30 Pacific, and possibly Sunday mornings we're going to be doing the knit along. I hope, even if you're not knitting along, I hope you join us just for the visiting time. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.